well, we don't have thousands of people here like we did, or like, well, I wasn't here, but like they were here in the 60s. But people got to remember, it started smaller and got bigger. And right now, this stuff is getting bigger in different ways across the country. Now, just a few examples that I have in my mind. Right now, there have been hundreds of students in Boston rallying against the war and escalation in Yemen, for one thing. Something that wasn't on people's attention at all just a few months ago. The millions of people dying of US-backed Saudi bombing and sanctions in the area. In New York, where I'm from right now, people are protesting the designation of giving billions of dollars to Amazon to have a headquarters. And the response by authorities everywhere is, what a joke. They can't do anything, get with the times. I heard somebody in Berkeley said, well, those people had their chance in People's Park. That's the type of thinking, the type of arrogance that's there right now, and they got another thing coming. Because I think it's true, we are not going to move. This thing is getting better, and people are going to scream bloody hell and do whatever it takes to make this not go down without a hell of a fight, a bigger fight than we ever had here. People are willing to fight, older people, younger people, they really are. So I'm really inspired to be here. I'm really just enthusiastic that people, not just from Berkeley, from Oakland, from San Francisco, people with the hardest situations are here right now. So let's go give them help.
Yeah! Save People's Park! Save the trees! Save People's Park! Save the trees! Save People's Park! Save the trees! Save People's Park!
We marched peacefully all the way up here to Durant Avenue, where apparently a motorist was in a bit of a hurry, could not see the one-way sign up there, where he would have realized to go that way and he'd been out of this situation. Drove his car up into marchers, apparently touched one of them, hit one of them, banged into one of them, or something. The chain of events erupted, where this driver lost control of his ability to make rational decisions when he's behind the wheel of a car. He ran over someone's bicycle who was merely trying to stop the situation and calm the situation down. Then he proceeded to interact with people in the crowd when he could have just stopped. That's all he had to do, hit the brake. He didn't do it. Proceeded up through people and drove up onto this sidewalk, hit a man's foot over there.
You hit the man.
That's why we're here now, why we marched to this point. We want to save People's Park. We want to save those trees. No more trees cutting down. We want open space in our community and the Telegraph area community. We want this open space. No buildings, no more buildings on that one spot, on that one piece of land. There are buildings going up all over this city right now.
That's right.
Big buildings, you see them everywhere. There's one right there that just popped up.
There's the crane right there.
That's right. There's buildings everywhere. We just say do not build in People's Park. That's what we're marching up here about. Save this park, and to draw attention to this attack from motorists on peaceful marchers. There's got to be some sort of accountability.
Find the guy that hit Tony.
Exactly. Is that Tony over there? So sure enough, all right. Hey Tony, Bill came over to see you, man. So Tony's the reason we're here. He's in the same spot he was 3 weeks ago when he got run over.
Maybe you might want to talk, but we'll keep it
Tony's probably not a big public speaker. Is there anyone else? I could go on and on about the park and the reasons that we want to support this park. Okay, please do.
Well, this isn't an isolated incident. We have homeless people, poor people being attacked all over the Bay Area. It's not just happening in Berkeley. They're trying to take away spaces, public spaces, from poor people all across the Bay Area, all across this country. They'd rather develop a park, they'd rather cut down trees, they'd rather not investigate hit and runs, than turn an unoccupied mansion into student housing. They have too many other places where they can actually build to make housing. It's not a question of housing. It's a question of attacking poor people, how they're going to do it, and how they're going to make money, the most money doing it. We can find stories across the Bay Area of homeless people being attacked, being hit, being run over, being killed, being attacked, that local police departments just don't care about. They don't care about investing. They didn't even make a police report about what happened on January 22nd. Even by their own fucked up rules, they refuse to follow them if it happens to a poor person. So that's why we're here. We're coming together. Not just people in Berkeley, but people in Oakland, people in San Francisco, people in Berkeley. It's that unity. That's how we need to actually come together and fight back about this. Expose what they're doing. We need to come together and fight.
We want to save People's Park. That's right. We want to save those trees. We want open space. We want to continue having a place where we will protest and continue to protest the corruption in our society and the corruption of our officials in this society. We also want to protest the inequalities in our society, specifically rich and poor, and also racial and sexual discrimination issues. We want to bring up all these issues in the park consistently and more so in the future, specifically at this time of incredible corruption in the leadership of our nation. So we need free speech, freedom of assembly. That's why we're here, for free speech. Save that park, save the trees.
The hit and run here is part of a larger development in our society that says hit and runs are not just acceptable, but they're the way of business as usual in the United States. Especially if you look all across the country, as was said before, the massive displacement of working people, the total abandonment of any pretense of democracy and treatment of people with dignity. And across the world, the expansion of general aggression of war, attacks on working people internationally. It's reflective in a general one attitude towards this issue. If someone gets hit, there's a hit and run. Well, that wasn't someone I knew. I'm a busy person. I got bills to pay. I got classes to take. That's the type of attitude we have to reject. We have to say we can work together with a huge amount of people. But you got to hear each other out. You got to hear the stories going on right in front of us and further away from us. And that's happening, I think, with this group right here. We're small, but we're strong, and we're gonna grow. I think we are growing. Thank you.
UC out of the park. 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 Out of the park. UC out of the park. Compassion and love for those who do not have enough for themselves. Today we're coming together against the plans from Chancellor Christ as well as the Board of Regents to bulldoze People's Park. People's Park is the only open space within District 7. That means if any natural disaster happens, that's the only place people can get food security, namely from food not bombs.
That's right.
People's Park is the only place where we have redwoods given by community control, where trees can be protected, and where people can rest their head when they have no other place to go.
That's right.
And so today, we are going to march to the unoccupied Chancellor's Mansion, a mansion that's been unoccupied for 2 years, while students and community members have to sleep on the streets.
That's right.
Today, we say that's unacceptable. When you have housing, we need to have housing now. We need shelter now. We need places where people can be safe now. Until there is justice, there will be no peace. And we're here as the Bay Area Landless People's Alliance, as the people of People's Park, as the Great Panthers, as the Village, and all those who come together under one solidarity, one struggle, and that is for human rights. So please join us as we march to the unoccupied Chancellor's Mansion. We are not going to allow a mansion to be here unoccupied with its grass is cut every single day while people can't have enough food to eat. Please join us while we march. Thank you. If anyone else would like anything else to say.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Whose park?
The People's Park. Whose park?
Save People's Park.
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 Save People's Park. California Hall.
All right, here we go.
Tear down the Chancellor. Tear the Chancellor down.
All right, here we go. This is it.
Terminate the Chancellor.
Throw ourselves about the gears.
Save People's Park. Right on, right on.
All right. Want a chair? Out of the park.
UC out of the park. UC out of the park. UC out of the park. UC out of the park. UC out of the park. UC out of the park.
UC out of the park.
UC out of the park. UC out of the park. UC out of the park. UC out of the park.
Not ready.
Here sits an unoccupied mansion.
All right.
So many other such a better place than housing than People's Park. But the University of California is deliberately deciding to destroy this resource in the community rather than develop this unoccupied mansion. What kind of opulence is that? It makes absolutely no administrative sense. They have so many other unoccupied properties they could actually use. But they choose to attack poor people. They have other options. And that is the lie we have to expose. This isn't just one attack upon homeless people. This is happening everywhere. We have to unite and actually expose what they're doing. We can't believe their lies. They like to act as if people are stupid, as if people have forgotten these 50 years of struggle to keep People's Park, keep what little we have, and they're trying to take it away.
Thank you. Again, this is a monument to the privileged class that has been able to attend institutions like UC Berkeley for the last 150 years. And now, where's that privilege getting them? An unoccupied mansion and power to run the entire state of California. This is unacceptable.
It is.
Every single day that this mansion is unoccupied, a student is likely to die in the streets. I know many students who are currently living in their vans right now because they were accepted to UC Berkeley and then no one had a place for them to live. I know many students, especially those who are here because they're pursuing their graduate degrees. They're foreign students. They come to UC Berkeley thinking that, like every other college, that they'll be accepted and have housing guaranteed for them, and then they're told by the university that they have to find it on their own. What is a person who's simply trying to get a basic education from a public university to do? How many people who have lived here in Oakland, San Francisco, Berkeley, Albany for their entire lives and cannot even access this institution? How much knowledge and wealth during the time of climate catastrophe are they willing to withhold from the people?
Too much.
Too much. And so we're going to make a point out of this, that no, hit and runs are unacceptable in this new world, that holding the wealth to knowledge and to survival and people are sleeping on the streets is unacceptable. Right. Berkeley can do better and they must do better.
Yeah.
They must do better.
That's right.
Let's do better.
Save the trees.
UC
out
of People's Park.
UC out of the park.
No UC at People's Park.
No UC housing at People's Park.
No UC at the park.
Out of the park.
We are here together, united as the People's Park Committee. We are activists from over the last 50 years who have taken the stage, the name Mario Savio, and put it into action. Together, we have created something beautiful in this concrete system. It's okay, the wind's just disagreeing with us. When they have guns, and I mean specifically the UC police and the Berkeley police and the Donald Trump administration, we come back with flowers, we come back with resistance, we come back with free speech. And that's what this Chancellor and the University of California wants to destroy. They want to destroy a garden. They want to destroy trees in which people can sleep under. They have nothing better to do than to take away our willpower, our strength, and our community. But again, the people of People's Park say, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. The people are here, and we come together in unity, in justice, in ecological wisdom, in the need for open space, in the need for sanctuary. And we're going to stay here for another 50 years.
That's right. Or more.
I'm setting up a tent right here.
So today, please, I ask you, take this conversation home with you. Understand the need for community, the need for sanctuary, the need for flowers. Our struggle is no different than the one to save Alta Bates, which is the last hospital in Berkeley. Our struggle is no different than to make sure people have homes, vans, sleeping materials, tents, in order for them to be safe during the winter. Our struggle is no different from all of the lives who have been taken by senseless state violence just for the chance to breathe and have a community of their own. We know far too well that this upcoming administration wants nothing to do but to take wealth from us. And that means our homes, that means our families, that means our jobs, that means our friends, and especially our undocumented friends who have nowhere else to go except Berkeley, the only sanctuary city we have here in California that is upholding international sanctuary policy.
And now they want to take People's Park.
And now they want to take People's Park.
Not having it.
So with that said, if anyone would like to speak on the need for free speech, on the need for communities, on the need for green, open, public, and common space, please join us up here.
I'm just thrilled to be speaking here with the People's Park Committee on the idea that People's Park is more than just a park. It's primarily about the people. And this friggin' system is happy to give us 2 inches or the equivalent of a few yards of space as long as we'll shut up and say we want peace and community. But community, we know, is under attack everywhere. And unless we take the struggle beyond People's Park, beyond UC Berkeley, beyond Berkeley, we're going to be shut down as we've been increasingly over the last 50 years. It's not just the freaking Trump administration. Obama increased the same sort of policies, the arrogance abroad and at home, and we're not going to rest when we get a new Democrat in office because that's just a way to keep us quiet as well. That's what the protests were about back in the 60s when people in the thousands marched to defend the interests of the people. And we're going to continue that here, expanding the struggle throughout this campus and beyond. We have people here from West Oakland, from San Francisco, fighting struggles just as important there as here. And we're here, as I said, united and expanding our unity through struggle. That's all I have to say.
All right. Hey.
Thank you. Thank
All right. Very good.
UC out of the park.
UC out of the park.
I'm also really excited to be out here with the People's Park Committee. Like has already been said, this is not just the struggle of People's Park. This is part of a series of attacks upon the working people of the whole Bay Area, this country as a whole, and this planet. A lot of the mainstream media likes to make it seem as if certain people just have these certain interests they have to look forward to. And that's really part of just trying to set working people against each other. The university is trying to say that they're just trying to make more housing so they can have more students and offer world-class education. But at the same time, they're not actually guaranteeing housing to the students that are already here. While students go homeless, they'd rather get rid of a park than an unoccupied mansion. They'd rather develop the properties, the other nicer properties they have, than actually invest in real solutions. They're lying to the student body, making saying, "Oh, these activists want to take away housing from you." No. This university would rather make profits over you than actually provide you a world-class education. So students need to actually unite with the People's Park Committee. You need to unite beyond just issues in Berkeley. We have to understand that this aggression isn't just limited to People's Park abroad. The U.S. state is bringing violence to working people across the planet by propping up dictators, by working with these coalitions of people bringing starvation to people in Yemen, to people in places like Syria, North Africa, and abroad. These are things we actually have to be resisting against. They make it seem as if it's just about what's right in front of our faces because they think we're stupid. They think we're going to forget about the last 50 years of struggle we're actually fighting for. We're actually fighting to get rid of this whole fucked up system as a whole. It's not just about these individual attacks. We have to actually come together and unite. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Power to the people.
All power to the people. All power to the park.
All
Power to the people. All power to the park.
Power to the people.
Power to the park.
Yeah, hold it.
I got this, all right.
You gotta hold it.
We're here specifically, we want to save this one last piece of open space called People's Park. That's what we're here for. We want to stop the demolition of trees. Also, we want to speak out against an attack against peaceful marchers 3 weeks ago. Furthermore, what the gentleman just said a moment ago, this is all us. This is a time when the symptoms of fascism are rising up all over our society in every way. And we are going to take a stand against that, against fascism wherever we see it. And that's what People's Park is about. We're about free speech and the constitutional right of assembly on that stage. We will continue to protest this corruption and injustice and inequality in our society. We're going to keep doing that. And with that, we would like to thank all of you for coming here, all you participants.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Power to the people.
All power to the people. UC